Welcome back to the program. I am joined by Dr. Jill Byrd with Birmingham Speech and Hearing. Today we're talking about just that, speech and hearing. It's so important, something that many people take for granted. And wanted to start by asking you, is hearing loss more prevalent in men or in women?
That's a good question. I would say men. Most of that is just because of the noise exposure type thing. The most common type of hearing loss is noise exposure.
So you're thinking like working in a factory, possibly being a soldier in a war?
Yeah, men tend to have more of those kind of roles, especially military. We're really good in the military now about providing ear protection training, but you know, back in we still have our World War II, Vietnam vets. A lot of them didn't have that, anything at all. So they really have a lot of hearing loss there, but we're doing a better job now. But noise exposure is, so I would say the answer to that would be men more than women.
Okay, got you. When should you get your first hearing test? You see all these kids around with iPods in their ears 24/7. So I guess would your answer have changed now than 10 years ago?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think hearing tests are completely important. We get our eyes checked, we get our teeth cleaned. You know, we don't think about getting a baseline hearing test. It's very important. But you're right. I would have said, you know, late 20s would be a good idea, maybe 5-10 years ago. But you're right. Now with the iPods, they are in their ears. They're so close. They create such a sound pressure difference that I would say before you even hit a teenage years, because unfortunately those do damage. It's not just the volume, but it's the duration that they wear them. They wear them all the time.
Yeah,
so it's just not, it's loud, it's all the time.
What about if you don't necessarily qualify or need a hearing aid, but there's certain settings where you don't hear real well, like a loud family gathering at a restaurant, things you can do?
Absolutely. Of course, I think the hearing test is important because people will say, well, I hear fine except for.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably some hearing loss there. But absolutely, if you can't do hearing aids or you choose not to at this time, there's all kinds of what we call assistive devices, amplified telephones, TV devices, there's doorbell ringers, there's bed shakers, all kinds of things that help hearing impaired people live equally or live in a situation or environment equal to maybe you and I would.
Because you don't know what you're missing. You know,
absolutely.
If you could hear birds singing again, you could just hear things you forgot that you even were missing on. If people want to get more information, Doctor, how do they go about doing so?
One way would be our website has a lot of things we can direct you to if you want to know about hearing conservation or even testing your children or, you know, school type of things testing. You can go to the birminghamspeechandhearing.com. That's a great place. And with the advent of the internet, you know, you can plug in hearing loss, you know, into your search engine, and it's really going to bring you to a lot of great sites.
Okay, so it's birminghamspeechandhearing.com.
Yep.
That's your website.
Yes.
You can go get more information or get information maybe for a loved one that you think may need it. Dr. Jill Byrd, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.